I don't think I will ever buy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos twice a week. Okay, so we have kind of a more fun video today. I feel like I pride myself on being very selective with the items that I do end up adding to my collection, because what I don't want to happen is I regret buying the items that I do. And thankfully, with a lot of luxury items, you can resell it for probably about the same, maybe a little bit less than what you paid for it, and you don't end up taking a huge loss. But I still want to be very selective with the items I'm buying, right? I'm not made of money. I'm still working to make money to then pay for the items. Unfortunately, money doesn't grow on trees. I mean, literally it does, but you know what I mean. And so here are 5 items I feel like I don't think I will ever buy. I just don't think that it's worth it. I don't think it's my style. And we have a couple hot takes in here. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, the first one is designer makeup, which I've kind of talked about this before. I feel like for so many years, I was very anti-designer makeup. I was like, I don't need to be spending $150 at Louis Vuitton for a lipstick or the Hermes lipstick or the Prada or whatever. And I was very anti-designer makeup until YSL added me, for whatever reason, to their PR list. And I started using the YSL All Hours foundation. And that has been my go-to foundation for the last couple years. And it pains me a little bit to repurchase this $60 foundation. I do try to get it on sale if I can, or like, you know, Sephora, friends and family, whatever, right? But like, in general, it's kind of an expensive foundation. And I feel like for so long, I wasn't really spending $50, $60 on a foundation. I used to use drugstore foundation. And then now that I'm getting sent to PR, I feel like I'm trying different foundations that do kind of be in that like mid to luxury price range. So around like, you know, $60 for a foundation feels pretty normal in terms of the products that I'm using these days. And so all this to say, I wouldn't have got it previously if it wasn't sent to me in PR. Now that I've tried it, I really do love it. But I will caveat and say that like, I don't think any lipstick is worth $150. I don't care that it's branded with Louis Vuitton and it's, you know, Pat McGrath is like doing it. Like, I just don't think that there is any lipstick in the world that is worth $150, because I have found the lip products that work for me. And it took a while because my lips get dried very easily. And I feel like a lot of the lip products end up drying out my lips and then they get flaky and it just is crusty, okay? Like, nobody wants to see that. It has taken me a long time to figure out like what are good lip products that work for me. And what I found that works is a $20 lip gloss from Lawless. And I don't need to be spending $120, $150 from Louis Vuitton to get the lipstick. I feel like recently though, every luxury brand has been coming out with some sort of beauty line. So the most recent one is obviously Louis Vuitton beauty line with their $150 lipstick and $200 something eyeshadow palette and things like that, which I don't doubt that it's fine. Like, I'm sure the lip product is fine and I'm sure the eyeshadow is pigmented and whatnot, but I feel like you're really buying it because of the packaging. And I'm at this point now, like, I don't really give 2 shits about the packaging, you know? And I really think that like a lot of these other products outside of foundation, like, you really can't tell that big of a difference. A powder blush is a powder blush. And so I really don't feel like it makes that big of a difference whether you're spending, you know, $10 on a powder blush or $50 on a powder blush. Foundation, I think it's one of those that you can kind of tell a little bit more of the difference, but really, I don't think that there's any beauty product that warrants a $250 price tag. The next one is bag specific. It is shearling bags. And I know there's been a really popular one from Miu Miu that has kind of taken over social media. And I feel like this is going to be on every girl's Christmas wish list this year. It's cute, it's tiny, but I feel like shearling is just so seasonal. If you live in an area where you actually get 4 seasons and it actually is cold for a couple months out of the year, I think maybe it makes more sense. But like, honestly, it's cold for us maybe between December and January. And like, my California definition of cold is like 55 degrees. And so I just don't feel like there's really that much opportunity to wear a shearling bag. Like, it makes more sense for me to get a raffia bag because I can wear it for longer periods of time because it's warmer. I think it's cute. I just don't know that I'd pay thousands of dollars for a shearling bag. It's kind of in the same realm, which is like part two. I'm gonna throw an animal print as well, less so because it's seasonal, but I just don't feel like I'm an animal print girly. Like, I am a beige bitch. I like my neutrals. I stick to my neutrals. I don't really think I've owned anything animal print. I think I had a phase of like, is it snake print? I don't know. I feel like I really haven't been in like animal print era really, and I can't really envision myself spending, you know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on an animal print bag because it just doesn't feel very me. The next thing, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but this has kind of been trending recently. It's the sock shoe. So this kind of came about because Michaela, who is, I think she's pretty popular on all platforms, but she did like this massive 6-figure luxury designer haul. And she unboxed quite a few black ankle boots. And one of them is these Louis Vuitton sock boots. And I think they're fine. Again, I don't know that I would buy them, but I think this like sock material, and Balenciaga did this with their like sock sneaker as well. I just don't love it. I can't explain what it is. I just don't love it. I don't think it's for me. It's a little bit too casual. And I feel like in terms of versatility and longevity of an item, I think if I were to spend that same amount of money and get leather boots, I think that would last hell of a lot longer than this like sock looking boot. The next thing is luggage slash suitcase. With the exception of Rimowa, maybe. I do have a Keepall 45, and I'm glad I got this vintage because it's so much more affordable than it is if you were to get it brand new in stores. However, I genuinely don't think I would ever buy like a rolling suitcase or honestly any other travel bag. Like, I have the Keepall 45. I feel like that's good, you know, check it off the list, and I feel very content with my travel bag collection, if you will. Like, maybe at the exception if my husband woke up one day, which I don't think he ever will, but he'd be like, I really want a Louis Vuitton duffel, and then I would maybe get one, you know. But other than that, I feel very content with the luggages that I have. I'm a bays girly through and through. I'm always I have the full set of bays, and I feel like I've kind of nailed down what travel bags I like to use. I don't want to be super flashy. I don't want to have to baby the items, and I kind of know what works, you know. And so I don't feel like I need to go out of my way to buy a luxury designer suitcase. Maybe in the future, I could see myself like my bays breaks, or I'm on a trip somewhere, my bays breaks, God forbid, then I might be like, oh, I should get a Rimowa. And I've thought about getting a Rimowa for a couple years, and they've had some really pretty colors that have kind of like pulled me in a little bit, but not enough to like actually pull the trigger. And I think the biggest reason why is because Rimowa suitcases, or at least the ones that I have that have the pretty color, are not expandable. And your girl needs to expand the suitcase when she needs to expand it. You know what I mean? And so, like, I just don't know that I can make it work. Like, I could see myself maybe getting a Rimowa, but like anything else, a Louis Vuitton rolling suitcase, a Gucci rolling suitcase, a Dior, I don't know. I really don't see myself getting any other travel bag. I feel very content with the Keepall that I have, and I don't have this itch to go and buy another rolling suitcase, especially when I know what works for me. I know what I like, and there's no reason to spend thousands of dollars on something. The last one is probably the most controversial, and I've heard so many people that are very much like pro this or against this, and it is exotic leather bags. And maybe I'll feel differently like once I've gotten my holy grail Birkin 25 black with gold hardware and maybe a mini Kelly. Like, maybe I will feel differently once I get like the creme de la creme of handbags, which we haven't yet. But I don't have this itch to get exotics. I think I can see it in stores. I see it on display. I can even try it on and be like, yes, this looks nice. But does it look $60,000 nice? Probably not. I would rather have the $60,000 and spend it on other things. And so I really don't have this like strong desire to get exotics. I know that there's a lot of controversy around exotics and like how they're sourced, whether they're sourced ethically and you know, if the animals are treated humanely and all of these things. And so I think that in addition to the price points and just the general lack of loving it, I just don't see myself adding it to my collection. I think especially ostrich. Ostrich is on the more affordable side of exotics, and I just don't love the little dots on the leather. And we've kind of talked about this before. I feel like I still have PTSD from having acne, and I still have acne, and it just reminds me of my acne. And I just like, so I can't get into like the little dots. The croc and alligator is, again, it's fine. I just like don't have this strong pull to get it. And I don't know if it's because there's already a lot of like mock croc like embossed leathers out there. I just don't really feel this strong pull to get it. I think the only exception might be lizard. I have seen a couple lizard bags where they have almost like an iridescent sheen to it, and so I could see myself potentially getting something like that, but I really don't have this strong pull to get exotic bags. And again, I might feel differently like once I've gotten, you know, creme de la creme of bags, and I feel like once you kind of hit that like pyramid of your holy grail bags, there's always something more, right? There's always something else that you want, and I could see myself once I hit this, you know, goal, that I might want something else more than that, and that might be exotics. But really at this time, I'm thinking about the price point, I'm thinking about the way that you style it, I'm thinking about cost per use. I don't know that I would spend the same amount of money on a luxury car as I would a bag. You know what I mean? And granted, you can say the same about like a Birkin getting it on resale, but it doesn't have the same pull for me. And maybe things will change as I get older, but I don't know that I don't know that I see myself owning exotics at any point in my life other than maybe lizard, but even then I'm kind of like, well, who's to say? Okay, so that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a little fun, things I would never buy. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you really don't see yourself getting, or if there's anything on this list that you completely disagree with me. I'm all ears. I'd love, like, if you really think I'm gonna change my mind about exotics, like, let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.